It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Bucs and the Jaguars, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
Duval County, here in Florida. On the banks of the St. Johns River, we look inside Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville. We thank you for joining us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. It is week 2 of the preseason. Greg, as the coaches get ready for this one, you'd never know a preseason game was what we were preparing for. There was a focus and intensity after getting on the field for the first time as a unit in week 1.
You're exactly right, Mike. We had an opportunity to meet with these coaches, and from the way they talked, you would have thought this was week 10 of the regular season, and I think really what it boils down to, this is another great opportunity to have your players play.
One in the books. Who's going to stand out here? Very important week for some. Week 2 of the preseason, and we're off on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
And remember now, Mike, since they made the schedule change, this week 2 of the 3-week preseason is really the opportunity to have a dress rehearsal for a lot of these starters. We see them get more game opportunities and game reps, all in preparation for week 1 to kick off. But for the rest of the team, there's the guys looking to fight for roles, and there's a lot of guys just looking to fight to make the roster.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Working out of the gun, here's Rattler. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
This opening drive not going as scripted. It is 3rd and long. 3rd and long, and here's Rattler. Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
I don't have any real advanced analysis for this one, Mike. I mean, I think the simplest way to categorize it is this possession has been a disaster.
And it's 4th down, so here comes Riley Dixon to punt, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. They'll be led out by the man who rewrote some of Brett Favre's passing records at Southern Miss. It's Nick Mullins.
Judging by our conversations with the coaches, Mike, I think it's a pretty safe bet. We won't be seeing a lot of this guy. I think what they're trying to do is just get him under center, knock off some of the rust of the offseason, and get him a couple live reps before he starts in week 1. At the end of the day, you just can't replicate this style of live action in practice. So whether you're an established veteran like him or a young quarterback, these reps in the preseason are invaluable.
And this will be a short pickup down to the 45. From his corner spot, Jamel Dean ends that play. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Here's Mullins. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. There is a flag there on the play, but I think that's going to be holding on the offense. On 4th down, the Jaguars send out the veteran Logan Cook to punt. And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Bucs offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. Here comes Otten in motion. Throwing on first down, it's Rattler. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Out of the shotgun, it's Rattler. To the left side, to Godwin.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Now, fair catch, signal for, and made here at about the 43-yard line. The Jags offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. This one is caught, and it's the tight end, Strange. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Mullins. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. To throw, Mullins. Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. That's going to be out of bounds. Well judged and spotted right at the 10-yard line. The Buccaneers offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. They'll send their tight end left. On 1st down, here's Irving. And this one's not going to help the cause. He is going backwards. Tackled back at the 8.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Right back to Irving. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Rattler. This one caught left side by Evans.
And it doesn't really matter who you put on him, Mike. When you want to play one-on-one man coverage against a receiver like this, there's not a whole lot else you can do. It's hard to put help over the top because the ball's being thrown out by the sidelines. I like playing in and out. I like playing zone. Somebody underneath, somebody over the top. Share the responsibility. But that's not what they're doing. That's straight man coverage. Quarterback sees the matchup. There's no question where the ball's going to go.
The Jaguars offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a 1st down. He's going to force his way for a yard or 2. But looks like this one's going to be coming back. Now, faking the give. He's got that to the rookie 1st-round pick, Brian Thomas.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in 1st and a mile after taking a penalty on 1st down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the...
And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and That's exactly what they did.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. The throw on the run is complete. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker, and it sets up 4th down. Here's their punter now, as he is on to punt for Jacksonville. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. This pass is caught by Cade Otton.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
A give. This is Irving, and he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. On the RPO, a pass taken by McMillan. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Rattler to throw here on 2nd down. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. 1st and 10. Now Mullins, and he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Mullins to throw. A quick throw. That's complete on the slant. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. Throwing is Mullins. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker, and that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision. On comes the punter now. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. So that one going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They send Evans in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Rattler. That's caught left side by Otton. He's going to be taken down, but there's a late flag in the backfield that might give him 15 more yards. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They'll send him over to the left. Rattler gonna throw on 1st down. This one on target to Godwin. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Operating from the gun, it's Rattler. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. They send a receiver in motion left. Here's Rattler on 1st and 10. Down the field, it's Evans. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. That pickup, good for 29 yards.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Rattler to the air once more. Get this complete, right side to Otten. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here comes Otten in motion. To throw again is Rattler. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. He'll try to throw it again. Here's Rattler. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet in bounds. A big 3rd down pickup for a 1st down. 13 yards on that one. Move the sticks. It's a 1st down. A run on 1st and goal. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. From a little closer, here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with White. What a move! He's in! Rashad White. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Buccaneers will take a 7-0 lead. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. He fields it at the 8. Oh, he's got room past the 30. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Jaguars offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Back to throw. Mullins. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down coming up. Here's Mullins. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
I could go on and on about the offensive line breakdowns with this pass protection, and it's been flat out brutal. But let's give some credit to the other side of the ball. They came in not only motivated to make a statement, but with a great game plan, and so far they've executed it to a T.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Buccaneers offense ready to get back at it. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Irving. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Rattler. That's caught. It's Bucky Irving. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll run with Irving. And the defense was ready for him this time. did not have the same room to run. That one's no gain. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here comes Otten in motion. They'll go play action here with Rattler. A throw right side. Going to be taken in by McMillan. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. The Bucs have the early lead. We'll have more from Jacksonville after this. Here comes 3rd and 6. On 3rd down, it's Rattler. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the 2nd phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
The Jaguars offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Mullins. Quick throw, taken in. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
He gets free to the 20, and he'll be marked down at the 15-yard line.
What can I say, Mike? Good things happen when you get the ball to your tight end, but in all seriousness, think about what this guy has to handle in the passing game. Not only to be the possession guy, convert 1st downs underneath, but then have the ability to be the matchup to get downfield and be vertical in the passing game. There's not a lot of tight ends around the league that can do both, and when you have them, I don't blame the quarterback for looking his way.
To throw, Mullins. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete. Now a handoff, ETN, and he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. They put Strange in motion. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. That's Hassan Reddick getting in there to bring him down.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. They'll run with Allen. And this defense holds its ground. They stop him for no gain. And 4th down's coming up.
In these situations, Mike, you really just have 2 options. You can either try to force the issue and push the ball downfield, looking to get past the sticks, or the second option, which you saw here, try to catch the defense in pass mode, sneak a draw. In this case, they're ready for it. No gain, 4th down. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense about ready to take over once more. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
He'll find his running back, White. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. They'll run it. It's Irving. And he's going to be close to that first down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a first down. They'll go again here with Irving. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
Throwing on first down, it's Rattler. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Here's Irving. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Here comes Otten in motion. On 3rd and a yard, it's Rattler. And that is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The home team's offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. In motion comes Thomas. Mullins to throw. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And they will finally run him down.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now Mullins. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Now, faking the give. Quick throw here is complete. And a good job rallying to the football. Hold him just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long 1st down.
2nd down and 8. First carry for the Auburn alum, Tank Bigsby. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Throwing is Mullins. Now a screen set up for ETN. And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive. On the handoff, it's Allen. And he's going to be taken down.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
Nice gain on first down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Up the middle, here's Etienne. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up 2nd and goal. They'll run right here with Bigsby. And he'll be taken down, but now a long way to go on 3rd and goal. Now they'll set up to throw. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jaguars are back within 1. It's 7-6.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. A play fake. Now Rattler going up top for Evans. That is caught. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
And it's the arm talent, Mike. It's on full display. His ability to step up in the pocket, get everything behind that ball, and throw a laser downfield. That's not a throw that all quarterbacks in the NFL are capable of making, and I think it was pretty good defense, just turned out to be a better throw.
Rattler gonna throw on 1st down. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And the defense has it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If this quarterback's offensive line had as much fight as he does, I don't think they'd be in this situation to begin with. I mean, it's not even halftime here, Mike, and they've already given up 6 sacks. At this rate, I'm not sure they're confident their quarterback's going to make it out of this game in one piece.
3rd and long. He'll look to throw. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. A big connection to flip the field as they get across midfield on that one.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
On the give, it's Etienne. Not much there, maybe a yard. Now here's a keeper on the zone read. He's going nowhere. Gonna lose yardage on that play.
The key to running the read option, Mike, is that the timing has to be just right. If it's too slow getting going, a lot of the times defenders can get in the backfield and cause havoc, and that's exactly what happened here.
Back to throw, Mullins. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The veteran Mike Evans, he's heading back out onto the field with the rest of the Tampa Bay offense. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. Throw left side, pulled in by Evans. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. That catch puts him over the 100-yard mark here tonight, and it gives the team a first down. Out of the shotgun, it's Rattler. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Throwing is Pratt. Looking to set up the screen there, but he decides not to force it, and it's incomplete. After back-to-back incompletions, they now face 3rd down and 10. He'll try to run for it. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down.
And that's just great athleticism on display. He's trying to find someone past the sticks, but he can't. Finally, he says, I'm just going to go get this myself with my legs, and he does. What a run to pick up the first down.
Here's Rattler on 1st and 10. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. He was trying to fit that one in to Mike Evans, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Working out of the gun, here's Rattler. A pass pulled in by Irving. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker. It's Riley Dixon coming on now as he is on to punt for Tampa Bay. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. So we are at halftime in this preseason matchup as we head downstate to Orlando. And we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Back to you and Greg in just a moment. Want to remind everyone, this is week 2 of the preseason. These two teams will have one more tune-up after this next week, before the regular season gets started on the Thursday following Labor Day.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Keelan Robinson to return. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The home team's offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The deficit is 1, as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. They're going to start this on the ground with Bigsby. Fighting off tacklers, pushing his way forward. Good gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Here's a run going left. And this rough day on the ground continues. They're going to drop him behind the line again. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Back to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's going to have the 1st down, but we do have a flag on the field, and they are already walking backwards. The task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. Now a shot here, deep middle. That one is batted away, incomplete. No separation that time, tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. Jaguars ready to punt this one away. As this drive quickly stalled out, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Bucs offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and... Now a loose football. The Jaguars have it. Here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Bigsby. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. They'll send a tight end in motion. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Bigsby. And once again, they try the same runner. They get the same result. Back-to-back carries of no gain. And now it's 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Got his man at the 6. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here's Bigsby. And he's going to go into the end zone, but he may have gotten a little help along the way. This one's coming back. So holding is the call, and take that touchdown off the board. Now it is 1st and goal. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be 2nd and goal. Man in motion here is Washington. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Here's a handoff to Bigsby. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They mark him short. The try for 2 unsuccessful. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here, and they'll begin it with 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. Trask. A pass, it's complete. It's Shepard. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he will have the 1st down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains. They send the tight end in motion. Trask to throw. He will find his man. That's the rookie from Ohio State. Tristan Wirfs, former 1st-round pick, with the flag. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Here's Trask. They'll look to set up the screen here.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
Just refusing to go down. He winds up with a gain of 7. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Here's Trask to throw. Open man is Palmer. It's complete. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Trask. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide-angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all...
The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Bucs will cut the deficit down to 2.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
On the return, it's Robinson. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Jags offense ready to take over possession of the football. The lead is 2, and they're going to try to make something happen here, starting with a 1st and 10. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. That is caught by Washington. 12 yards on that hookup. First down, Jacksonville.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up third down. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And he's going to have a Jags first down as they move the chains on third down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down. It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
A run now on second down. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to third down. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. He is in. Johnny Munt. Touchdown, Jaguars. What a catch and run by the tight end as he takes it into the end zone and finishes the play. Greg, you know what that's like. Tight end touchdown.
Mike, so often the tight ends are considered to be the possession guys, right? They're the guy you throw it to when you need an easy catch, you need a reliable target. But not this guy. He is a downfield weapon, and he just showed you right there what he's capable of.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return is Trey Palmer. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers offense getting set to get back to work. They trail here by a couple of scores. The margin is 9 as this drive starts with first down. They'll begin here on the ground. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Tyke Smith. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. Well, they just try a very short throw, and instead, the defense takes it back the other way, and they come up with a big play, scoring the touchdown.
Mike, for how fast he jumped that route, it almost seems like he was in the huddle and ran the route for the quarterback. I mean, he was there before the receiver, and as you said, there was nothing left to do but take it all the way back the other way.
That's going to be incomplete. That would have been a tough grab. The collision jarred it loose. The try for 2 is unsuccessful. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Palmer now to return. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Buccaneers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Let's go back and scroll through some of their drives. One theme, Greg, going to keep emerging throughout. Too many turnovers.
Yeah, I think it's been a combination of just carelessness, right? Some sloppy play offensively that has caused some of them. But also, let's give some credit to the defense. I think in a lot of the cases, they're also forcing these takeaways, punching the ball out, going up for interceptions. They've been in the right place at the right time. So, combination of really good defense at times, and at times, really bad offense. The drag route, we used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Here's 3rd and 2. Throwing, Trask. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. A gain of 11 on that one. It's a first down for Tampa Bay.
So just think, I mean, a couple minutes ago, we see a pick 6. I mean, the last thing you want to do is on the next time you step in the huddle is go 3 and out. So that's a big conversion. Now they got to find a way to get some of this momentum back, go down and get some points, and let everybody move past that pick 6 we saw in the last possession.
This one is caught by Shepard. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Tight end going in motion here. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. In trouble, and down he goes. 3rd and 9. Now Trask. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. A pickup of 11 yards on that one. Good for a Buccaneers first down. He'll look to throw. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down. They bring a tight end in motion left. Back to the air once more on 2nd down. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. Looking to convert for the 3rd time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's 3rd and 2. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. EA Sports back for more from the NFL preseason after this. This has been some kind of march downfield. Now, can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa. So they get the touchdown, and now it is a 9-point game. Greg, you can go for 1 and make it a 1-possession game. Or some people think about going for 2 here. What would you do?
I think I'm going for 2, Mike. Listen, the way you have to look at it is I need a 2-point conversion at some point. But I want to know now, am I down truly 2 scores, or am I able to get it down to 7 and truly make it a 1 score? So I'm going for 2 now, and I want to know what the rest of this game looks like. How many possessions do I need?
So things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. On the return, it's Robinson. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Jaguars offense ready to get back at it. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. On the ground, it is Bigsby to start this drive. And he'll be brought down at the 32 after a short pickup. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Once again, it's Bigsby. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He's got a man. That's complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock. But the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up first downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
15 more on that connection. They're making it look easy. That's another first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
He'll drop to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down. Back to throw. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
And he gets this one down inside the 10, but it will set up 3rd and goal. This is the 8th play of this drive, and it's 3rd and goal. This one is hauled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes! Touchdown, Jacksonville. That his 2nd touchdown tonight. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Extra point by Little is good. And the Jaguars will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. This drive will start on the ground, and that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. Trask. This one complete to Palmer. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. They motion the slot man left. Trask to throw. His throw left side is complete. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Here's Trask. He connects with Palmer on that one. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10. Here's Trask to throw. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. This one is brought in by Jarrett. And he's going to be run out after a gain of about 6, but that'll be good enough for a first down. They'll put a receiver in motion right. To throw is Trask. A pass, it's complete. It's Shepard.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion. This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll throw out of the gun. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Trey Palmer. Touchdown, Buccaneers. The teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice all week, but we see it pay off in the game.
And when you have a wide receiver, Mike, that can operate near the sideline, it just increases the amount of space that quarterback has to work with. He knows that he can put that ball maybe a little bit further away from the defender, knowing he's got the guy on the other end to not only secure the catch, but to keep his feet in bounds for a touchdown.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. On the return, it's Parker Washington. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jaguars offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. Into the secondary, past the 40. A big gain. They finally get him down, but hold everything. There is a flag on the field. A handoff as they try to run it here. He'll get a couple of yards back, but it will be 2nd and long. They'll stick with him again. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble. The Bucs have it.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He's gonna look for the home run ball. And they're gonna get this all the way down inside the 5.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So they're down 8 here in the final quarter. A touchdown, a must, as they come out for 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. They'll try to push forward, but only a yard, down to the 2. The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. They'll go with him again. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. They'll run. And he will not get in. The defense standing their ground, pushing him back, and it sets up 4th and goal.
Hats off to the interior of this defensive line. Look at the penetration they're able to get up front, Mike, to defeat their blocks. And 3rd and an inch, they knew that run was coming, and boy, were they ready.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Greg, how often do we say it's a one-possession game, but that's a 2-part story? Part 1 taken care of right there with the touchdown.
All right, Mike, so they go down and they get the all-important touchdown. But only half the time is this truly a one-score game. They need this 2-point conversion here to tie it up.
This will be big for the Bucs. They're going to try the 2-point conversion. Now they'll set up to throw. That's incomplete. Oh, they were going for the conversion to get this thing even. Instead, it will remain a 2-point game. So the lead is down to just 2 now in the 4th quarter as they kick it off. On the return, it's Robinson. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Here's a zone read to start the drive. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field. From out of the gun, he'll throw. 1st down throw there is incomplete.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the 2nd half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his time.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Sometimes in the NFL, you have to be careful what you ask for. This offensive line, they were very clear to us this week. They wanted to take on this group. They loved the ability to be challenged. Well, they might have poked the bear a little bit too much because they've now surrendered a whopping 10 sacks in a single game, and I don't think there's been any signs of this pass rush slowing down.
They get the conversion on 3rd down. It was a gain of 27.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. On the ground, here's Bigsby. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready to take over once again. They trail by 2 and will start this drive with 1st and 10. Throwing, Trask. Quick throw, taken in, and he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Now, 2nd and 4. Receiver in motion, headed left. Now Trask. And he cannot get away, brought down. And that sack will bring us to the 2-minute warning. The crowd cranking it up another notch before 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. Open man is Palmer. It's complete. Now he's free at the 35. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 88 yards. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Bucs will up the lead to 5. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Washington now to return it. The Jaguars offense ready to see what they can do. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Man in motion, heading left. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This one complete to Washington. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. They still have all 3 timeouts, and here we go with 1st and 10. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here. And they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. They'll look to throw again. A throw on the run is complete. And he's brought down, but they are out of timeouts. Back to the air one more time. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot of the final play, it's a heartbreaking finish as this one will come to an end. So a win here for the visiting Bucs as they move to 2-0 in this preseason, getting that second win here in Week 2. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. From Jacksonville, good night, everyone.